excellent day for an exorcism.
Welcome to just another horror podcast.
I'm Ben, following every Russian. Epic coming!
I'm John. I worked at Burger King and I got some problems with his bullshit.
I'm Cobra.
It's funny that you both like really shitty movies.
Hello, welcome to Just Another Horror Podcast. I'm John.
Ben.
Cobra.
Alright, this is Ben's pick. It's a Fulci movie. It's The New York Ripper. Why'd you pick it?
Because I had heard it was horribly graphic in parts, and it was a slasher. It took place in early 80s in New York City, and I loved Maniac, so
That makes sense.
I figured I'd try this one.
This movie's pretty sleazy.
Yeah, I mean...
I want to congratulate you, Ben.
You congratulated me on Link at work the other day, and I was like, stop writing titties on Link at work.
Whoops.
I luckily still have the We've Got Bush plug that I can use a lot for this movie.
I have it in my notes.
I mean, they could have toned down the Skinamax. I mean, it's basically soft porn.
Oh, it
this
is.
Movie.
There's this one scene where two people were fucking.
I like gratuitous nudity as much as the next, but
This sex scene
the
is...
long-going sex scenes, like it's like
Yeah.
it starts to get a little uncomfortable.
This is
There's
longer
nothing
than
uncomfortable about this movie.
the Friday
is
the
my
13th
wheelhouse.
remake, which was pretty long. That sex scene. This is longer.
You're a perfect nipple
also,
person.
they're on stage banging in front of a live audience.
Where are these at?
New York, I
New York
guess.
City.
Yeah.
Could you? Were these real?
I know they
had,
were
peep
real.
shows and all that shit in the 70s.
I know they were real in other countries.
Yeah, I always thought maybe
know.
like Europe or anywhere in Europe, probably.
Yeah, I don't know if these were actually in New York City. I've never heard of these things in New York City.
It looks like I don't think in America this would have flew very well.
Yeah, I would assume it's only Fulci brought his.
There was awesome dubbing in this movie.
There's a lot of Fulci touches in this, for sure.
Where did you find this?
Where did I find it?
Yeah.
The version you sent us?
Yeah. Because we couldn't.
Mine was showing up on YouTube.
I had to type...
I could not find that
I
version.
typed it in, and then it ended up being on a playlist. And when I went to that playlist, they had it as New York Ripper 1982.
Because that's
what you had to look up.
The version you sent me was the original one I found, where I knew it was on YouTube, and that's one of the reasons I picked it, because it was just easy for all of us,
It's been
and it
on
looked
there for a
good.
long
It
time,
was
yeah.
it was a good cut of it too. So that's one of the other reasons I picked it. It was just easy.
To me, this doesn't feel like the normal Fulci movie. And I
No,
think
it's
you
probably
and
why I
talked
like
about
it.
this. Yeah, the normal one is like really
Gothic.
abstract,
Yeah.
really gothic,
I'm
really
gonna-
atmospheric.
I'm gonna disagree a little bit.
Okay.
There's a lot of his eye moves.
Well, that's
like,
in here a ton, yeah.
What was that movie we watched?
Or that's in his movies a ton. Shit, what was that? Is it the one where...
The bugs come flying in through the fucking outside.
There's...
House by the Cemetery.
No.
It was the other one.
The Beyond, House by the Cemetery, and what's the third one?
Something with the Dead.
City of the Dead.
City of the Living Dead.
City
Yes.
of the Living Dead.
Yeah, that's it.
That one. This one kind of felt a little bit like that one.
A little bit.
Only in America.
Did they do an eye thing in that one? I don't know.
Yes.
Did
And
they?
they just keep like...
Oh, that was rough on her.
When you're going back from character to character, they just show you their eyes or their
Yeah.
mouth, and they did that a lot in that one.
In the Beyond, a guy gets his eyes gouged out by a zombie's finger. In Zombie, the woman gets the piece of wood in her eye. So
this
it's a
one,
constant thing with him.
Also, this one, the razor blade in the eye.
Oh.
It's hard to watch.
God damn. It also looks like a plastic mannequin.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's still gross.
No, the killer getting shot in the face at the end.
Oh boy.
You can tell it's just
A piece of something flew off.
just
Yeah.
a mannequin face.
It looked awesome.
It
It still looks better than CGI to me.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I would rather
Yeah.
see a mannequin's face explode than have to watch a computer fucking and like the blood that looks so fake come out of it.
Alright, so this movie opens up near some water or something. I don't know.
It's
A dog.
it's on the way to the it's just along the shoreline in
Yeah.
New York City, and a man's throwing a
stick.
playing fetch with the dog, and the dog brings back a severed hand.
And we stare at that for a while.
Yeah, while
the entire credit
it like
sequence.
freezes, and then the credits start. And
Oh my balls, that old man says.
I know Cobra kind of, I think, groaned. I was just reading your text message or something, but about the music in this movie.
Oh my god!
I love the score, man. It reminds me of that 70s.
At one point, there's
That's
the
the
soundtrack.
thing. It's
Yeah,
like
but
early 70s music that
I
they
love
stuck
it.
in this 1982 movie.
It
It reminded me of Last House on the Left with that
Oh yeah.
like goofy.
No, at one point there's some music that goes. I'm like, oh man.
No, this reminded me of the detective type, Dirty Harry type movies from the 70s and early 80s, and like Warriors. Just that, I loved it.
It's because it's 70s. It's not in the right decade.
82. Not like,
There's so much better in 82 than.
I forgot, you're like the connoisseur
This
of 80s.
is the kind of music though that is in a lot of Italian horror movies that take place in America.
Is it?
It is. It's really weird how this happens. Cannibal Ferox, they have the same thing. They have a jazz score through the whole movie. So,
Yeah.
oh, it's fucking dumb. So we got a lot of dubbing. I think that the guy who dubs the cop is Robert Kerman, who was in Debbie Does Dallas and Cannibal Holocaust. So
Good for him.
he dubs a ton of Italian horror. So we cut to, well, first we find out, is this when we find out that the one woman's landlord gets calls from like duck voice?
Yeah, the landlady of a dead girl is at the station.
Yeah,
And
she
she's
picks
like,
up
I
the
was
phone.
watching Dallas and
Yeah.
some duck called me.
Oh, yeah.
She
You
listens.
plugged out
She
the
listens
thing.
in to all of her. Fine. Okay.
Yeah, she rents what? Apartments out to prostitutes, basically.
Good for her.
And yeah, we get the cops questioning her.
This guy doesn't seem like he gives a shit.
No, the cop. I mean,
Seems
he's
burned out.
pretty incompetent. The cop,
Yeah.
the detective, to the point.
He doesn't really care about anything
the
that's
point
happening
she
until
says-
his prostitute gets killed.
She says the phone call, the killer or the person had a weird voice and quacked like a duck, and not long after, the detective gets the same call and goes, quacks like a duck. Where have I heard this before? And it's like, you're the worst detective ever.
Alright, so we cut to a woman riding her bike. She scratches the side of a car that's getting onto one of those ferries.
God bless short shorts.
Woo! But he says women have the brains of a chicken.
Yeah, that guy's a dick.
That's
But I
kind of
like,
funny.
she basically just says you're.
Women
you're
should
an-
stay at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she just says, well, you're an asshole.
So she gets.
I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Everybody look at me because I'm sailing on a boat.
It's
The Staten Island Ferry.
It's the Staten Island Ferry.
Oh, we get a picture of the Twin Towers too.
Oh.
Well, that sounded like a.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free.
I'm plugging that.
You're so anti-American.
Get a
it
boot
makes me
up your
sick.
ass.
Well, it's like, no, you two. It's bad to be patriotic. Fuck you both.
What are you even talking about?
This guy over here making fun of fucking being patriotic.
I'm just making fun of country music.
There's a difference between
Fucking terrible.
being a patriot and being a nationalist, Ben.
Okay. I'm
Yeah,
trying
you're
to,
right.
up.
There actually
You
is.
shut up too.
You agree with me?
Both
Fuck
of
you.
Fuck you both.
I'm trying to review New York Strip. Or New
Yeah.
York Stripper.
Pretty
New
much,
York
yeah.
Ripper.
I could tell your tone. I said something about the Twin Towers. You're like, oh,
Well, then he sang a song.
yeah. As a dick,
I feel bad.
you didn't feel bad.
I do feel bad.
You should apologize to all those people.
Tower 7 was
sorry.
demolished. Anyway,
We all know fire can't melt steel.
specific kinds of fire, Ben. Not just any fire. Alright, so she finds the car of the guy who was a dick to her, climbs inside, and just writes the word shit on the
I
window.
think she was writing shithead or something, and
that
she
could
gets
be.
stopped by the killer.
Is it him?
Yeah, I think
I didn't
so.
even pay attention. Was that him at the very beginning? Was it
Yeah.
Oh, in the car?
in the car?
No, I don't
no,
think so.
No, it wasn't. It was some like weird looking fat
Italian.
bald.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
following her in another vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he gets out of his car.
Because
sees
I
her
remember the
sneaking in.
cop being like, "We were waiting for that guy's car. We were waiting for him to come back for his car or something."
Yeah, I have. Okay, so that threw me off because I'm like, well, where's the owner of the VW?
Yeah, we
Because
just left. He's just
no,
checking out the water.
When the
He
cops,
must
the
have
very
went up
next,
top.
when the next scene and the cops are saying about like what had happened, they're saying the owner came back to his car, found the body, and took off running and was throwing up and.
Oh, he was
Oh,
scared to
that's
see
why-
a dead
yeah,
body.
because,
Like, he couldn't have done it then?
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, he rips her right up the middle, man. It's fucking gruesome.
Oh, again, 1980s. I'll say it again. Switchblade.
First kill.
Whoever has
stomach.
stock in Switchblade
Oh man, they're making
manufacturing in the
fucking
80s.
There was a bloody
Yeah.
tit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they think that the killer is left-handed.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we
Did
get
she
the.
not notice that he was wearing gloves when he climbed into the car?
How could she not get out?
I got
What
confused
an
by that too. Like,
idiot.
she was trying to get out and she just kind of passed out.
You know,
She's
the car, the way it was positioned, it was.
Oh, I
was-
saw how it was positioned.
Did
was
she
close
wear
to the
herself
wall.
out?
Huh?
Did she wear herself out? Because he was still in the car when he grabbed her.
No,
So-
she couldn't get out the other side of the door.
Right, but then she just goes,
Ugh.
ugh.
Oh, well, maybe she passed out.
Like the door was cutting off her circulation
Yeah.
somehow. But any one of us could have got out of that car. Let's be honest. It was close to the wall, but the window down, you could squeeze through there.
Well, a bold kill in
In
daylight
public.
on a confined
Yeah.
area where you can't escape if
Right.
someone does catch
So
you.
she had to ride the rest of the boat ride out.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
So the
Things
car
are
gets
wrong,
stuck
but-
and they push it off the boat and it has the dead body in it. So, let me see here. We go to the coroner's office, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's where he said
He's
the
stitching up the body. He's like,
killer's
good
left
efficient
handed.
butchering.
Instead of the stereotypical morgue attendant who is eating while cutting up bodies,
He's just
this guy
listening
just
to
keeps
headphones.
putting his headphones on.
Yeah.
It's a very weird scene.
Back in the 80s, they didn't have DNA, so they find a blood type match, and that's about the best they're going to do.
And they narrowed that down to about, what,
A
A million people.
A million suspects?
But the only thing they know is that he is 28 to 30, and he's lived in New York his whole life. So now we're going to go get a shrink to help us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this guy, is he ever actually playing chess with anybody, or is he doing it himself? Because
I didn't
at one point,
understand that
it
either.
just has him playing chess, and he's literally looking up and talking to somebody like it might have been the killer,
I think
but they never really...
It's all to throw you off.
I think also the
How many
guy.
red herrings are in this movie?
I think he also thinks that he's too smart to play anybody else in chess,
That
and he
could
just,
He just
plays
has
himself.
to play himself.
Yep. That would be my guess.
But doesn't he say something like, you actually think you're winning? Who the fuck is he talking to?
His alter ego,
Again, red herring.
Bruce Banner.
Of course, if he wasn't playing chess, who wouldn't know that he was a smart shrink? Thank you,
Right.
Fulci. So
He has to break it down for us stupid Americans.
he wants paid for this job, and they're like, oh, well, the university will pay you for it. So, like, it's one of those things where it might have been just the start of this, because I know in the 80s, if you were a shrink, you were an asshole.
Yep.
So we then cut to
Not
strip
Frasier.
clubs. That was the 90s, though, wasn't it?
That was. No,
Well, he was in
was-
Cheers.
Oh,
Cheers.
yeah.
Everyone liked Frasier. That show was good too.
Mhm.
That might have been like the best
It's like-
sequel to
it's like
a show.
Spin-off.
Spin-off,
Yeah.
yes, that's the
Probably
word I was looking
is,
for. That show
right?
was. We used to watch it all the time. Fucking, that dad was.
Oh, come on, a different world, Bill Cosby.
Oh, yeah.
But they've got a hand. So, while your right hand is doing this, your left hand can be doing this or, you know. But if your left hand sees how much fun your right hand is having, it won't want to be left out.
Did you guys ever watch, it's an internet thing where there's like several Cosbys living together in a house because somebody likes him so much they make clones of him?
Oh no.
Holy shit.
Could you imagine 10 females in that house?
Just females piled all over the place, fucking asleep.
There's like a pill and like fucking little roofie kid like, just take your things, get in line.
Oh, we're to the open live sex show.
Yeah, there's a guy with 3 fingers.
Oh, is that disgusting?
Oh,
He looks
yeah.
like he needs to fucking have the thing wrapped. It looks like the skin is still
I
rotting.
think they got cut off and he never did anything about it.
We got
Oh,
boobs.
shit.
We've got Bush.
This woman, it's like movie theater type setting. He
This
comes
woman's
in.
starting to finger bang herself.
Oh, she's a freak. and she's recording it.
There is a lot going on in the scene.
she is
that makes you
recording it.
She's recording it, and when we meet her husband later, we find out. I don't think they're sleeping together.
No,
It's
an open marriage.
He gets off by listening. She records
herself
having sex
or having sex.
Yeah,
There's so many tapes of that.
Yeah,
and he has like a pile of them.
That's like, he just listens to it.
He's like, I'm not going to work. You
When
know
they
what I'll do?
first-
I'll be in the office all
When
day.
they first cut to his face, he looks like he's in a fucking coma. He's just like, ugh. Eyes are all rolled up and
I
shit.
never want to fucking see that face on you again.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, I mentioned this to Ben, but this didn't end up on the Video Nasties list. This movie didn't. I don't
believe
know
that?
how this movie didn't get on there.
What? Things like, what was one of the ridiculous ones that was on
I
there?
told him Frozen Scream is one. There's like literally nothing in it that happens that's violent. The Driller Killer got on because its poster was violent, but the whole movie is the most boring shit. But this is literally called The New York Ripper. It's the tagline is like, he likes to slice up young women or something like that.
Said that after the woman records the two people having sex on stage,
The stripper goes back.
she like leaves.
They
the
ask
woman
her,
comes. The woman comes off stage.
Uh-huh.
She goes to, I guess, a room in the back, dressing room or something.
They ask her how was it, and she's
She
like,
goes, but I like this shot because she walks into the room and the light's not working.
Somebody stole the light
prick
bulb.
bastard Italian.
But I like the coloring, like the
Red to green.
yeah, and like you see the red light coming underneath the door at one point, and then when she gets killed and the body falls and the door opens, that red light just comes right in on her. And great shots.
So we hear a quack, and she gets a sharpened bottle to the crotch.
Well, she stepped
Right in the cooter.
Oh.
She stepped on the broken bottle earlier.
Oh, and there's also when she falls over, there's a piano slide effect. It's like, so now the woman from House by the Cemetery, they get stabbed in the mouth at the beginning.
Boobs.
She's here.
I have
I
Lieutenant
how
Williams'
did it-
wife is
Yeah,
hot.
I was like, how did he score her? And then we find out she's just a prostitute.
She's a prostitute.
She's an upscale prostitute.
Don't be a dumb bitch. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I have Lieutenant Williams. How is he scoring her? But yeah.
Money.
Donald Duck called him there at
Yeah.
her place.
Quack
or-
quack.
Yep. That's another thing. This detective's a moron. If he knows that the detective is there, he knows where there is. You would think, right? If he got the phone number, he probably got the address.
He's got it.
He cares for this prospstitute. He cares for this woman.
What she calls
Why
a
would you
fucking
not?
bitch.
Oh, well, I guess this is the scene where he goes, "Wow, who is that? Like, where have I heard this before? This
The Donald Duck voice.
Yeah. I just feel like he's kind of a moron, and he
He's
should
fucking
warn the
stupid.
prostitute, like,
Don't
you
stay
might be
here.
in
Get out of
danger.
here. Yeah. All right, so this is where Jane is dropping off that tape.
Jane,
for her
that's her name.
husband. The killer is a peeper who likes to be noticed. That's what the shrink.
The
has come
shrink
up with.
says?
Yeah.
He's a goddamn genius.
Yeah, he is.
Now we get the
this is
weirdest
the
fucking scene.
This is the grossest scene in the whole movie.
God damn it. So
The pool hall scene. Cobra.
Fulci zooms in on a guy's dick.
Right on this guy's wiener. Right in some tight John Travolta Urban Cowboy
This
pants.
is
So,
Jane has decided to go to some
Does
Spanish
somebody?
pool hall.
What is she doing there? She has a drink in front of her, and it looks like she had lunch or
I
something.
think she's there to get assaulted. She wants to be assaulted.
Or is she looking for like a gigolo or something? Because
Could
she's
be.
driving a Porsche.
Mhm.
This doesn't look like a good part of the city. She's at a pool hall.
Everyone in there is leering at her.
Oh, like
Yeah.
And then we
And they're like, let's put my foot in your vagina.
oh my god, this guy pulls his foot out of his shoe, no sock on,
Ugh.
Just starts rubbing
Just
her
starts-
pussy.
and just
With
starts
his butt.
foot jobbing her.
She's liking it. She's like, stop. With like her
And I
eyes
never
are
wanna
rolling
see
in
that.
her head.
I don't want to see that face on you ever again either.
There's a lot of weird stuff going
But
on.
yeah, this is I wanted to vomit. I was the foot is so gross.
How gross is it?
Think about it.
You've
The guy,
never-
the guy probably hasn't showered.
You've never told
He doesn't wear
a girl
socks. How long has that sockless foot been in that shoe?
Before? You never towed a girl before?
Not pulling my foot out of a
He could have just had a shower before he went out. You don't know.
That's still gross.
Yeah, but that's just it. You
Just
don't
for the
know.
record,
You
I've
don't
never
know.
towed a girl.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, should I feel bad that I haven't done this? 'Cause
Yeah, Ben said he did,
like the,
so look at the weirdo of the group.
The audience out there is like waiting for.
Have you ever
to-
towed a girl? Write in and let us know.
Another Mallrats reference when what's his face?
Oh, did he come?
Jesus, man.
Some things you just don't.
She's getting towed, as you call it.
Yeah, she is.
And she ends up getting embarrassed. Oh, the guy pushes the table out.
And she's embarrassed.
Yeah, she's embarrassed by that.
Like, people don't see this guy. You're like this.
Everybody knows what's happening in
She's
that place.
spread eagle with a
But
face
she-
making faces.
She runs out, and but this is the first time you see the camera kind of concentrate on a female character that doesn't die in that scene. So you kind of start thinking she's going to be a main character from on out.
Well, they're trying to establish somebody as a main
I
character.
don't know who the main characters are.
Well, John and I were talking about this before, where I feel like they wanted to make her main character, and then Fulci was like, "Oh no, we'll make this person. Let's kill this
Just
one."
kept like,
Kill her
jumping
off.
and jumping, yeah. So now we get a woman who's on a train, just some blonde, and she gets slashed in the leg, but then
Well-
she has a dream where she wanders into a theater,
We see the guy with
two fingers,
two
chasing
fingers
her.
missing, and this is where I'm like, well, this isn't really a whodunit anymore because I know who did it.
It's the three-fingered man.
But do we?
See, I felt like if this is a red herring, it's a really poorly done job of a red herring. And even at the end, I don't feel like it really ties it up enough to really explain what the fuck this guy was up
No.
to.
Oh, they said what? He was just a gigolo like sex?
Yeah, he was going to get blamed for the other murders, so,
So
he
he
killed himself.
Yeah, so he.
Well,
that was so
What?
stupid.
If she takes a towing from that guy in the pool hall, you think
I
she
think-
took a fingering from the stump?
Yeah, him and the main killer had like this deal or something going on.
I think so. It
They
had to
said,
be.
I think they said briefly in like a sentence. Like he.
They knew each other.
Exactly. It was like he paid him money.
She escapes the subway attack.
But then gets killed by somebody, or not killed. She gets stabbed by somebody else.
Yeah, she's running. We get the chase scene goes out onto the streets. Did we catch?
Here we go
What,
again. We're in New York City, and there's nobody around ever. Like, has there ever been one day
There are people
in New York
around. She
City's
just went
life
down
where
that-
there was only 2 people on a subway?
No, absolutely not.
I can't
I picture
imagine.
like 1 o'clock in the morning.
There's at least 10 people
shitty part
sleeping.
of town that
There's
nobody's
less-
going to.
10
I
bums
imagine
sleeping
there's
on a train.
some bad hombres there, or
Did you-
gangbangers, or something.
Did you catch the movie on the marquee?
Mm-mm.
American,
Oh, right.
American Werewolf in London.
Oh, okay.
That's a good movie.
She's in the hospital after she had a dream that she was killed in a theater by her boyfriend.
By her boyfriend who comes to visit her. I had to rewind out because I was like, wait a minute, that's not the same coat that the killer had on.
Yeah, I was like, what just happened? And then
And I was like, he looks a little cleaner cut too.
I'm really, like, at
Is
this point, I'm thinking...
Is this where Fulci just throws Fulciness into the movie with this dream sequence? And
I think so.
yeah, girl's gutted, then she wakes up, and then Peter visits her. I was like, what? Who did she? No, she didn't die there.
No, she had a
Then
dream
she
that
woke up in a
Peter
hospital.
killed her.
And then later on, I've got some.
And since we don't know who these characters are, and they've just now shown up, I'm immediately suspicious.
and the
That's not how you do it.
the detective comes in and says, "Ma'am, we didn't find any boy."
Oh, that's right. Did you turn the movie because you were bored?
It's Friday,
Friday
the
the
13th.
13th.
When she
And
wakes up
he's
from the
still
dream
there.
sequence.
Oh.
Oh wow.
Okay, so at this point, after we are done talking to these two, I guess I was looking up on IMDb who the fuck these two were. Her boyfriend is a physicist, I guess.
Mhm. He says that later in the movie.
That does not come into play
No,
at all.
it doesn't. I think you're just supposed to go, "Oh, he's smart."
Normally, the chalkboard of a physicist has like 2,000 equations. He's got the same 2, and he just keeps going back to them over
I think
and
you're
over.
just supposed to. Oh, he's a college boy. He's
What's
smart.
he say? Like 0,
Oh,
absolute 0.
I've been studying absolute zero. I was like, okay, that's generic.
All right, so now we get Three Fingers guy.
Wait, Jane picks him up
With that woman.
Yeah.
Is that her
because
name?
her husband says, "I need you to go out tonight."
Yeah.
He wants more tapes.
Yeah, he's beating off those every night.
So she ends up picking up Three
A
Fingers
gigolo.
guy.
Yeah, she pays him a couple
Here,
$100.
okay, here's my question.
He makes some good money.
Let's
off her.
talk about this. Okay, he's in a wheelchair, right?
The husband?
Yeah.
I was taking a picture of Lebowski.
Yeah. Okay. I just watched that the
Some
other day.
rich guy.
So, if this guy can masturbate, why can't he have sex?
I don't think he wants to. I think it's like a mental thing with him. I think he gets off listening to his wife get boned by other dudes.
Yeah, that's probably his thing. He's like a
Ugh.
voyeur slash, what do you call it?
He doesn't actually want to see it. He just wants to listen to
when
it.
you're like,
But he should participate with his wife.
what the fuck is that
Instead
called
of
when you're in the
licking
room when your significant other is getting fucked? It's like a certain thing. I can't think of what it's
Fucking
called.
weird or
That's what
gross
the,
or
That's what the right always says about the left. You're cuckolds. Cuckolds or whatever it's called.
Cuckolds. Oh, cucks. Yes,
That's
cucks.
it.
That's
yeah,
it.
from cuckold.
Go ahead, call us cucks. It's fine.
I'm not far right. I'm somewhere right center.
We all need to keep our politics off the show, all three of us.
I didn't start it.
Yes, you did. You very much
You
did.
always do.
I was telling you what the word
You
was.
try to subliminally put some little racist.
The right's
not
calling
racist.
the left cucks.
That's what they do. So,
I don't either, but I know it's insulting.
Jane's tied up,
Uh,
and
Yes, she is.
we've got more Bush.
old three finger
Yes, we
Stumpy's
do.
going down on her. And then
Then he
quick,
gets up and makes a phone call.
yeah, he does that a couple times in this movie. And who's he calling?
This time he calls the radio station.
Big
I
Phil
guess.
on the radio
Yeah.
station.
Oh, is that who? Did he want a song played? Oh my God, Big Phil.
Yeah,
Did,
he
was that
wanted
not the ladies' man?
sexual healing.
When I get that feeling, I want sexual healing.
Was that not the ladies' man?
Oh yeah, yes.
Yes, you lovers out there. What's he called? To the Ripper.
I have eyes.
Take it easy.
There must be some scenes here where two people are looking at each other, and Fulci does this thing where
yeah.
it just shows eyeballs back and forth. It's a stare down.
Oh, what was up with the? We also get the professor. Oh, the
Buying
professor.
some
Never mind.
gay
yeah,
porn
he was
here.
buying some gay porn. God bless when that was paper media back in the day, where you had these massive magazine stands.
I like how you have to throw it inside of a newspaper.
Yeah,
Too.
I bet he got that New York Post for free. I bet that was just like that. I never when I worked at a video store and people would come up. It wasn't even like porn; it was like soft porn. But they would do the old sandwich technique
Oh yeah,
and
and just look away while you're checking them out.
I think you worked at Video Blowout.
blowout video.
Was it fun working
Wow,
at
I
a video
was
store?
so close.
I loved it.
I've heard conflicting reports. Like it was either fun or it was goddamn terrible.
I worked rental also, and that was goddamn terrible. But I enjoyed working at just a movie store where you were selling.
Oh yeah,
So
because there was never late fees you had to deal with.
it was
people.
just people in general couldn't keep coming back in. What?
This woman, the radio is cranked up, and this woman is still tied to the
Doesn't
bed.
feel.
Okay, so she's tied to the bed, and he fell asleep and just left her that way.
Was he gonna kill her?
Were they
I don't
done?
think so. Yeah, they're done.
Did he really
Fall asleep and
blow
left
his
her
load
tied.
and then just fall asleep
Yeah.
real quick? Didn't even have the decency to untie her?
So this is.
I think he was gonna keep her there.
These are the kind of things that frustrate me in movies.
I know, but
I'm just saying.
he's doing the bidding of the.
No, he's not.
He is.
I
That's
thought
what
he
they
was-
say at the end.
Did he maybe bring her there specifically so that the killer
Oh,
could come
yeah,
there?
yeah. Well,
That's why
we'll see that soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the DJ does say something like, just leave them alone.
No, he says take it easy.
Yeah, take it easy.
Take it
on
easy
them.
on the ladies. That's why I got ladies, man.
Who is Paul, and why is he at the office?
Hang on, because this girl gets
We're not there
murdered
yet?
first, yeah.
No, she runs out.
Yeah, she runs out down the hallway and gets killed.
Is this the eyes? I have eyes. What's eyes?
Well,
I don't know.
it made much more sense at the end because we get the scene where how's this woman not finding the stairwell in this floor of this
No
hotel?
idea.
Is this where she can't find
She's
her way
running
out?
back,
She's
running
in like
back
a
and forth.
labyrinth.
Can't
wanna-
get on the elevator.
I want to
and then-
bring this up, like I was about to say it. These are the kind of things in movies that make them too long. She's tied to the bed. She doesn't need to be. But it's this tension thing where she has to untie herself.
Before
Oh,
dude
yeah.
wakes
And
up.
is she gonna get away? Oh, she got away! And then they murder her anyway.
Yeah,
It's
well,
what the fuck, man?
I think you were supposed to. Well, I started thinking oh, it's the classic Jason Voorhees. He's gonna walk, but he'll still catch you. But then I really started wondering here because the door, she's right beside the door. It creaks open, and you think the killer's gonna be right there, but he's still lying in bed. She turns around, and within 10 yards down the hallway, she's dead. And it's like, he was just sleeping. There's no way it's him. But
the next scene, they are absolutely sure that it's him.
And they raid his porn girlfriend's house.
What was that?
You had a phone call earlier.
Yeah, I checked it.
Was that his pimp's
That was
house?
for somebody else. His pimp?
The woman.
Yeah, he's something in the sex world because
He has pictures of himself all over.
all
the wall.
over.
Oh, did you see that one big poster he had blown up?
Oh, yeah.
His butt cheeks. I was like, wow.
I just have gay porn of himself.
Yeah.
Very self-confident for being a three-fingered
Heroin
man.
needles.
Another.
and
I also have. You don't handle dirty needles.
just picks them up with his bare hands.
No gloves on.
Hands into the next guy. He's like, "Thank you."
Let me put these in my pocket.
Right? Absolutely hated listening to this. fucking woman.
82. Guess there wouldn't have been AIDS back then.
Yeah.
Probably just the start of it, maybe, but
Yeah.
no one knew it. Yeah.
This woman is just like, "Oh, please get out of my
Oh,
house!"
she was fucking
Oh,
whining.
fucking terrible.
I think that was his pimp.
It might have been. She's so mad because he runs off with some whore every night or something. And she's like, "I don't even know who he's with tonight."
Then why do you stay with him?
I don't know.
Oh, I have the same thing about Jane. Why kill her now?
Yeah, I don't get it.
We've been following Jane for a half hour.
We've developed a rapport with her. She's perverted. She has a fucked up husband. We know about her, and now she's dead.
And now we get Peter's girlfriend becomes the main girl.
Yeah.
What's
that's
her
what-
name? Do we even know her name?
Oh, I have it at the end. I didn't know
At
it
the
until the
end.
very end.
Cuts nipple.
Uh,
Faye.
Faye, that's it.
There. That's exactly. Yeah, it's in my very last line. of
Yeah,
notes.
I think that's the
Faye.
first time they say her name.
Fulci names everybody the same fucking thing in every movie.
Well,
Is there a Bob in this movie somewhere?
probably. It's
What's
probably Lieutenant Bob Williams, probably.
Fred
Oh,
Williams.
Fred Williams.
Yeah.
Real original.
All right, so
They
she's gonna go
question-
stay at her.
Well,
at
they
her
question
boyfriend's
James.
house.
Peter's house,
They
huh?
question Jane's husband,
Uh,
and then they play the tape
The
back
sex tape
him.
for him.
And he is just like, "How dare you? My wife is dead."
He's like, "Get the fuck out of here! I'm normally alone when I listen to these tapes, and my penis is out."
And we never see him again.
also, the detective like scolds him for being so fucked up the way he does things.
Yeah.
But this is a detective who finds love in prostitutes, so he's not
Yeah.
exactly the most moral person. So now the girl is at her boyfriend's house, and the shrink goes and talks to them both. And
Eyes.
starts.
We got more eyes
Eyes.
back and forth.
He starts suspecting that they might know more than they're leading on. I don't know how he got that. Listening to the
He's
conversation twice, I couldn't
smart.
figure it out. Oh, that's why. He's super
He's
smart.
just-
Not
Smart.
only is he smart, but Faye has an IQ of 182.
Yeah, she's Mark Madden, super genius.
So she's the genius, but he's the one working on the physics problem. I'm
What
very
does she
confused.
do
He's
Nothing.
working.
besides get?
Weren't they
harassed?
talking about her like she had to rehab so she can make the '84 Olympics or something?
Oh yeah,
She's like an athlete.
she is an athlete.
Blinded me with science. She blinded me with science.
Thomas Dolby.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
All right. So
Science. They just have this random guy
Yeah.
screaming science in the background.
Yeah, she has to. She claims that her leg is 100%, right? Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh yeah, she got stabbed.
it's
So she
mentally healed, but physically it's not healed.
Okay,
yet.
because
Yeah.
she's on crutches
Uh-huh.
or a crutch.
And he's like, "You have to be the best in America. You
Oh,
have to be
yeah.
number one."
Is that a Fauci like rip on like the
I
American
don't know,
Dream?
but they
and,
close in on like it's
yeah.
really important, but it's just bullshit.
Like,
Okay,
there's a
and
couple things. that
what's
are-
really weird too about that girl is when right after, did Peter leave yet? He leaves, and then there's this stinger music around the room, and she looks at the stairs, and it's like,
This is the fart music. This stinger music is the fart music. When it's just like,
but it's like it's pointing to her face, and she's doing this evil stare, like she
Yeah.
might be the killer.
right as soon as the door shuts, her face goes like just to angry and.
Well, she's getting more and more suspicious
Of Peter.
Of Peter, and then another red herring comes in, and old Three Fingers is back.
This is
First-
what's so weird. She runs up the stairs to hide because she heard somebody break into her house.
Mm.
And there's saxophone music playing as she's going up the stairs.
Alright. First, the shrink talks to the detective, and the detective's like, "That's just bullshit for a shrink." I'm like, You searched out a shrink who gave you his opinion, and now you're like, that's just bullshit shrink talk.
Because he's a moron.
So Three Fingers guy tries to kill her, I guess because he thinks that he's going to get blamed for the murders if she points him out in a lineup.
Yeah. They say that at the end.
Yeah.
That he... Shall I
cuts
spoil
the
it
power.
now?
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
They said he wasn't the killer, but he didn't want to get pegged this time. So he took his chance on killing
This one girl,
this one
Faye.
time,
Yeah.
But he does get her, doesn't he? She hides under the bed, and then she tries to come out, and then
Peter comes back in.
Yeah, Peter gets knocked down the stairs, I guess.
he does get knocked down the stairs.
Okay, if somebody's running full speed, an intruder is running full speed down a set of steps, I am running up the steps, I see him coming, would you keep running after him, or would you wait and tackle his ass?
Well, they know
Peter
each
just gets
other.
it. Well, yeah, we find that out later, but Peter
So
just
why
gets
did he
his
push
ass
him?
tackled.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Why did he push him?
Yeah.
I think it was to
Get out of the fucking
fool
way,
the,
man.
fool the cops that...
To fool the audience.
Because I think Peter knew this guy was going to show
The
up.
people watching will be very confused.
I think Peter knew this guy was coming to kill his girlfriend.
Could be.
And he thought maybe it didn't take this long to do it. And he just, when he came home, it was still in the process.
Okay.
And the guy was running to get out of there.
So the detective's now getting phone calls telling him he's in for a surprise. Yeah. And this duck killer is going to dedicate a killing to him.
I just call him the quacker.
I have Kitty is the girl from the beginning, Cobra. So
Kitty the
that's
prostitute.
what you were asking me.
Kitty's
right?
the hot prostitute.
There's a
Sleep
bunch of
shit.
blondes in this movie.
Yeah, they
It's
all
very
look alike.
confusing. But the one that he slept with is this girl.
Kitty.
Yeah, Kitty. And I guess they traced the call to a phone booth. I guess that's what they did.
Yeah.
Because they all drive there. And
It's a recording.
here's a question, though. How did he make that phone call and then get to the apartment? And they pick up the phone as soon as it rings, right? So does he leave and then walk away talking on it and drive? And I'm very confused.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he decides he's going to kill this prostitute over the phone to upset the detective.
Cuts her nipple right in half.
Oh,
Did you
it's
see
fucked
that?
up, yeah.
Oh,
This is also where
man.
he cuts the eyeball, and it's... Oh.
So fucked up. But like she starts getting cut, and then like he's gutting her, and they jump in the car and start driving, and the music starts playing like they're gonna get there in time.
yeah.
And I'm like, she's dead. She's long dead.
It's brutal.
So she gets a Fulci eye, and then when they get there and find her dead body, it then cuts to Three Fingers having killed himself. I guess strangled himself with a bread bag.
You know it was erotic asphyxiation.
Oh yeah, he just didn't get it off in time.
And he just didn't get it off in time. They
He
said
had those
he
two other fingers.
They said he committed suicide, but they also chalk him up to dying 8 days before, but Kitty only died 4 days before.
Yep.
So Lieutenant Williams doesn't want to hear it because that means
That's
the
his
killer's
only-
still out there.
Yeah. So now things get really fucking confusing.
Yeah.
The wife,
Faye.
Faye, goes to the hospital and she's
I
looking.
don't think that's her daughter, though.
I think it is. I think it's
No.
both their daughters.
No, I thought it was his daughter, but
But didn't they
like,
say like
Faye was just his girlfriend?
Didn't they say like they left their daughter? The daughter was left there by the parents who never came back.
I thought that
I don't.
I don't think this is her daughter. I think it's Peter's daughter.
Yeah, so
before
that's
him.
how I.
So they're
took it.
not married.
No, they're fiance.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I.
And that daughter was like 8 years old when she lost her arm or something, right?
When I first saw this, I thought that she was having a hallucination of herself.
Self when she was
Yeah.
younger, yeah.
And that's the red herring, though. They want you to start thinking, oh shit, Faye's the killer.
Because her right arm was cut off, and that girl had a left
Yeah.
She was a
arm, and they
lefty.
said that it was a left-handed killer. So I'm like, this lady's killing people, and this is her when she's younger. And
I
then it
wonder if
completely
Fulci
was
was just
like,
having a fucking ball
No,
putting this part
it's-
together.
this guy talked. I remember him telling stories. And he was talking like a duck to his daughter.
Well, when I
Yeah.
when I first thought Faye was the killer, then I was like, I guess that voice could be a woman's voice, the quack.
Yeah.
And they also the therapist also brings up that if it's a woman who's doing this, she's very upset at young women or something.
Uh huh.
So that's just to throw you in. It's one of these two, but which one is it?
There's also they put that duck beside the little girl in the hospital.
Yeah.
Also making you think, oh, if that's her, there's a duck there.
There was a split second where I'm like, that one-armed woman, that one-armed little girl is getting up out of bed and stabbing people, and then I'm like, now what the fuck? Is it the nurse? What the fuck is happening? We then go to Faye and Peter's house, where the therapist thinks that this is where they are, so
Yeah.
they're trying to get there. Meanwhile, Peter is calling his daughter, although it cuts it in a way where you're not sure who's calling who.
Yeah.
So it still leaves you confused. There's also a knife with a broken piece from hitting that cement wall earlier.
Oh, yep.
So I'm like, is she remembering the time that she hit that wall, or is she suspicious that he hit the wall with that knife?
Yep.
Man.
But they want you to believe. You're down to, actually, I'm down to 3.
Because
it can
the
either be the
therapist can still
professor,
be it,
it
yeah.
can be the professor, Peter, or Faye. Which, that's pretty fucking good.
And it doesn't like just reveal it. Faye stabs Peter, which makes you think, oh,
it
it's
is her.
Faye.
It's Faye.
It's Faye.
But again, I'm waiting for Faye to say something in a duck voice, and it still doesn't happen. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Finally,
Peter comes in.
Peter jumps up and
starts talking with the duck voice.
yep, and you're like, what the fuck?
Way to go, Fulci.
And they shoot him in the face.
Oh, it's an awesome shot.
It is an awesome
First
shot.
of all,
it's a mannequin.
It's an awesome shot for us, but he's a terrible shot.
Yeah.
Shoot him in the cheek.
right
that'll
through his
stop.
cheek.
Yeah,
Yeah, where was he possibly aiming?
Just had to look good there, right in the center.
That's fine.
Probably the only way that mannequin wasn't destroyed enough that you saw, oh, that's a mannequin. Even though
Yeah.
you knew it's a mannequin.
But it literally just looked like a piece of its cheek just blew off, and you could see like the inside. That's okay. So now they're taking the woman back to the hospital.
And then they tell you,
They explain it sort of.
yeah.
How Three Fingers was, he liked sex, and then he got caught up in it, and
Well,
Killed
and also
himself.
Peter, he would call his daughter and tell her the story about a duck.
Yeah.
but
I
that's
don't get it.
that's it. Why is he killing people?
I don't know. He
Because
has
his,
something.
his daughter's still alive, right?
He's mad about that, so I think like I think they mentioned too, like, oh, that's why he went after women who were of
Yeah.
a certain. I'm like, no, why is why? I don't understand. And I guess yeah, he was calling his daughter, and now his daughter's calling him, and he's dead, and I'm fucking confused. I'm just fucking confused.
I think we're
It's
all
not a
confused.
happy ending at all. Everyone's sad at the end, except maybe the shrink, because he's like, I was right, and I get paid.
Yeah, let's just shrink things.
Was he
very fast.
right? Because he gave those 3 rolls. He was like,
I don't know. He's like, I'm gonna get so much cock later.
He just Randy.
It just-
Who was the girl in his office?
I don't know.
I thought they were introducing a new character for House.
Well, they might have, and then Fulci's like, she's terrible, get her out.
and well,
She's-
first of all, he was gay, so it wouldn't work anyways.
Oh, that's true. True.
Maybe
true.
that's why he was like rejecting her advances or something. But what that wasn't important to the movie at
At
all.
all.
Wow. All right, we'll start with Ben because this is Ben's movie.
I give it 7 out of 10. I actually enjoyed this movie. It's if this is Italian horror, I can get behind. It remotely has a storyline, unlike most Fulci movies. I like the atmosphere. I love the city, New York City. This time period, the effects were freaking brutal, even though you still get the cheesy looking blood and that mannequin
There's so
face that
much
gets
of it.
blown away. Yeah.
Still looks good.
I could have done a little bit. I could have done less with the. Could have done. Didn't need to see as much Cinemax going on here. Just some titties would be fine. I'm getting a look from Cobra.
More titties are better.
So I have this as like slasher meets detective meets I don't know something else.
Skinamax.
Yeah, it's Skinemax. That's it. I like the score, even though you hated it. It just reminded
It's
me.
just
of,
the wrong decade, that's all.
It just reminded me of that 70s detective movies that I enjoy.
Maybe Italy wasn't getting like the 70s funk until the early 80s.
Yeah, they got everything a decade late.
The acting's not good. The detective is stupid, but I don't know. I just liked it. 7 out of 10.
All right, I'll go next. I gave it a 5. I've seen it a few times. I don't know why. I don't know why I keep watching it.
You did a good job of this when we were talking about this movie. Still thinking you were fooled who the killer was
Oh,
this
yeah.
time around.
Yeah. First time I watched it, I kind of stopped paying attention at some point, and when it was revealed that it was Peter, I was like, who the fuck is that guy? So, yeah, it's a decent whodunit because at the end they realize that really we don't have a clue who done it. So they just start firing all this shit at you, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Slow down, movie.
And they don't give
So-
you a reason for
No, not at all.
for,
Like,
why he did it, but
his daughter's arm is missing, so he abandoned her at a hospital and goes after prostitutes.
But calls and reads her duck story every night.
Yeah, and he's really mad at the detective for no reason. So I'm a little bit confused.
Yeah, but that's a normal Italian film to me, though. Like, except this actually
I
follows a linear, somewhat storyline.
Something happens, and it all can line up, and you can make a storyline out of it. Most Fulci movies are like just this amorphous blob of shit, and I think that's maybe Fulci has a tough time telling a clear, concise story because he tries, and it makes sense at the end, except for the motivation. I don't understand the motivation.
Is this the only Fulci movie like this?
No, there's a couple other ones. Most of them are really fucking bizarre. I watched one with Garrett called what was it, Cat in the Brain? And it's just like meta look at himself for being called a sexist, and he gets murdered a bunch of times in it.
Okay.
It's fucked up.
But I meant this, like, detective,
I don't think
slasher type film.
Maybe Giallo, but not necessarily detective Giallo.
Okay.
Because this is more detective than Giallo, I think. Is that... I have a poster of this movie. I didn't realize it. On the very, very bottom. Or a postcard, I guess it is. I never knew what that was, but that's the picture that was on the thing I sent you.
Yes, it was.
So, yeah,
Are those all Fulci? Oh no, there's some Argento in there.
I think they're both. Yeah, they're just Italian horror. Yeah, it was okay. I mean, I've watched it a couple times. I guess if you like sleaze and you like 80s New York, this is your kind
I got
of thing.
that plug for next movie.
Put that down too.
I think, and this is coming from somebody who loves fucking horror. I think it's just too mean-spirited. I think because they're just gashing up women, and it's not because it's sexist. It's because they're just gashing up people. I'll say people. They're gashing them up, and meanwhile the music's like dun, 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 while she's just getting her just. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. It's like what Tarantino tries to do all the fucking time.
But Tarantino's
Rob
always...
Zombie does it because he likes Tarantino.
Tarantino movies are always about 25 minutes too long, though.
Yeah.
What did you give Maniac? Do you remember? Did you like Maniac better than this one?
I think I got bored. I love the kills, so I gave it probably a 5. I think
Okay.
the kills in that are fantastic because it's Savini, but man, is that movie fucking weird.
It's not bad.
So yeah, I'll give this a 5.
Cobra.
I gave this a 6. It's above average slasher, I think. It's definitely a softcore porn. I applaud Ben for bringing this to us because normally his picks aren't that great.
This is obviously a first time watch for you.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't mind Fulci. I know what I'm getting when I get him. I'm going to get some eyeball stares and some decent effects and a lot of dubbing. But they're fun. I would watch this again. It's fine. It's a 6.
Yeah, I think it's fine. It's watchable.
I too would watch this again.
All right.
It's a run-of-the-mill slasher.
Yeah, pretty much. It just kind of falls into that pit of the early 80s slashers.
But there's some of those cuts on the bodies are just so kind of cool looking. I know you could tell that they're not real, but they still look good to me.
Yeah, they're plasticky, but it's still brutal. So, all right. If you want to get a hold of us, facebook.com/horrorcasting, horrorcastings@gmail.com. We're on Twitter @horrorcasting. We're on Podbean, iTunes. We're on YouTube. Did I miss anything?
I don't know.
I don't think.
Lead us out, Cobra.
Thrill me!